So guitar keys can be a mind-boggling topic. It can seem overwhelming with all these symbols and diagrams. And today, I don't want to explain to you what guitar keys are in terms of A major means they are 4 sharps and these sharps are F sharp, C sharp, G, whatever. All right, that's a lot of musical jargon. It has its place, right? You need to study that eventually, but there's no point if you know all of these musical theory jargon without actually understanding the concept at its most basic level. And its basic level, fortunately, is very easy to understand, and that's what I hope to demystify for you today with guitar keys. All right, so it all boils down to scales. Now, scales might be a terrifying word for us guitarists who just want to play the guitar. I don't want to study scales at all, but scales is kind of like the foundation of all music because a scale is a series of notes that sound good together. And what's a series of notes that sound good together? That's a melody, basically, and melody is the bedrock of music, right? If you sing any song, be it Happy Birthday to You, Happy Birthday to You, or Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, anything that you sing, right, is a series of notes that are arranged linearly, right? And these notes are selected because they sound good together. You can't just say Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, all I blah blah blah. That doesn't sound very good, right? That's not a scale. I don't know what that was, to be honest. But it all boils down to scales. Now, I'm not going to tell you to learn the E major, the G sharp major, the whatever major scale, and what a scale is comprised of. All I want you to know is that you can learn all that on your own time. But we're going to work with the major scale first. So I'm just going to use the lowest scale that you can play on the guitar, which is the E major scale. It goes like this. Of course, you have to learn how to play the scale, but a scale is a series of notes, and we don't need to know what those exact notes are. All we need to know is that in the major scale, there are 7 notes, and the notes, we're going to sing them in a musical way. You could say it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Right, 1 is the octave higher again. But instead of saying it in the numbers, we're going to use solfege syllables. Solfege is basically we are singing sung syllables that sound nice musically instead of singing the numbers. So these syllables are, if you know the Sound of Music song, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Do, ti, la, so, fa, mi, re, do. So we've got 7 notes. Do will be 1, re will be 2, mi will be 3, so on and so forth. Alright, so now I'm going to demonstrate this with a song. This song is called I've Got Peace Like a River. It's one of my favorite African American spirituals, and it goes like this. I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river in my soul. That's the melody. I've got peace, second half, like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. Now you don't need to know what the chords are. I just want you to get the melody. Alright, now instead of just saying I've got peace, I'm going to sing it in solfege. Alright, because now a key means that you've got all of these 7 notes arranged in a certain manner, following the major scale formula, and it sounds good together, right? We've got do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Now the song goes sol, la, do, re, mi, mi. So we are picking notes out of this scale, which as long as you are picking notes in this particular scale called the E major scale, then you're in the key of E major, right? You notice all of the notes I'm singing, because I'm singing the solfege syllables, these all belong to the key of E major because I'm using notes in the E major scale. Sol, la, do, re, mi, mi. I can play that on the guitar because I've got my E major scale already. Sol, la, do, re, mi, re, do, la, so, la, do, re, mi, re, do, re. And that's basically what a key is that we have these 7 notes and we're just playing around with these notes in the key. Of course, there's a lot more to keys, but this is the basic understanding of it, right? If you go beyond those 7 notes, you're doing what is called chromaticism, but you could still be in the key of E major, but that's a little bit more advanced, and that's something that you study later on. Now, all we've established is that a guitar key or a key in music is basically just a series of notes that we have selected that work and sound good together, and they follow a certain formula that make it the major key. Okay, so now what's the magic once you understand this concept? Is that you might think that why are there so many keys, right? You may have seen this diagram, this circle of fifths diagram that's got this amazingly incomprehensible number of keys in there? Well, the thing is, keys just start on a certain note, right? In the E major key, your scale starts on E, like this. But once you go to G major, right, if let's say we just shift it up 3 frets, the G major scale is the same thing, just higher, like this. And we can play the same melody in the key of G major, using the same notes, but we've just moved them higher. So we're going to sing the same syllables, but it's just higher, like this. So, la, do, do, re, mi, re, do, la, so. So, la, do, re, mi, re, do, re. And now we are in the key of G major because we've chosen to use the G major scale, which starts with the root note on G note. And we're starting like this. That's the starting of the scale all the way up to an octave above. So it may sound like, oh my gosh, there's so much to learn, but actually no. You just need to learn one scale, all right? Learn how to understand one scale, and you can apply the same formula to all the 12 keys that you have on the guitar. So in that song, I was playing in G major. If I want to play it in the key of, let's say, C major, I just need to learn the C major scale first. And then immediately I can play so, la, do, re, mi, re, do, la, so, la, do, re, mi, re, do, re. Now, if you want to learn these scales and these chord positions, which I'll talk about soon, on your own, you can go to my website and download the guides that I've prepared for you for free. I've got the scale position guides, right? I've got chord harmony guides and solfege musicianship guides with the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do syllables that you can learn for yourself and print it out or put them on your phone or iPad or whatever. All right, you can check them out on my website. It's completely free. Just go check them out. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about chords in the context of songs and keys. Now, for this particular song, I'm using this chord, which is an E major chord. I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river. It's going from an E to an A chord to an E chord. Now, I don't want to get too overly complicated here, but let's just say E is our chord number 1 because we're in E major, right? The scale starts on E, so that's chord number 1. Now, what is chord A? Our A major chord, which is the second chord that we play. Now, the E major scale is E, F sharp, G sharp, A. Now, you don't need to know why it's F sharp or G sharp. That one you can study on your own time. But what I want you to understand is that because the A chord starts on the 4th scale degree of the E major scale, it's chord number 4. Alright, so basically I'm playing, I've got chord number 1, chord number 1, and then to chord number 4, and then to chord number 1 again in this key, which is E major. Now, if I want to play that in G major, so I'm going to play now, G major is our chord number 1, alright? I've got peace like a river, and now I'm going to chord number 4, but in the key of G major, alright? So we've just changed the pitch of all the notes that we're playing, but the relationship between all of these notes is still the same. So what does that mean? Let's take a look at the G major scale. Chord number 1 is G. Now we're going to go second note, which is G. After G will be A, right? It goes in a cycle A, B, C, D, E, F, G. There's no chord H. Okay, so G, then you go to A, then you go to B, and then you go to C. So C is chord number 4. So basically, now that I've changed key to the key of G major, I can play chord number 1 like this. I've got peace like a river, I've got chord number 4, back to chord number 1, like this. And now you can apply this concept to any key that you want. Let's say I'm playing it in the key of C. I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river. Alright, that's in the key of C major, where C is chord number 1, and then chord number 4 will be C, D, E, F, F. So, I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river in my soul, and I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river in my soul. That was in the key of C major. Now let's say I'm playing it in D major. Now the chord relationships are all the same. Still going to be a chord number 1, and then to go to chord number 4, and then to 1. So like this. I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river in my soul. That's chord number 5. Alright, so that's basically how keys work on the guitar and on any instrument, to be honest. So if you want to go more in-depth and study all of this material to a high level of detail, you can go check out my Fingerstyle for the World course, right? The link, I'll put it in the description below. This is a course that will equip you with all the musical tools to a very high level of precision so that you can apply these skills to do your own fingerstyle arrangement, right? Which is what I'll be teaching in that course, how to make your own fingerstyle arrangements. Now, I hope that you enjoyed this lesson, and I hope that this gives you a refreshing take on how guitar keys work, rather than just a whole bunch of alphabets and symbols that is just too much to handle, to be honest, right? It's basically not that difficult. Well, if you have any questions, I know it's a little bit hard to explain such a big topic in such a short video, but if you have any questions, drop them in the comments below and I'll be more than happy to help you out. Alright, so enjoy, and do give me a like and subscribe, and take care. See you. Bye-bye.